Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, did Bitcoin just invalidate this short-term breakout, or is the price of Bitcoin now heading towards this new level of liquidity building in the Bitcoin liquidation heat map in the immediate short term? Well, in just a moment, I'll be talking about that alongside Ethereum perfectly playing out this overbought signal in the short term, while XRP is now running into a crucial level of resistance in the short term. So I'll be talking about all of that and more later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the weekly Bitcoin price chart, and I'll keep this quick because not a lot has changed over the last one day on the larger time frames. So right now, the super trend indicator is still sitting in the red, indicating a larger correction or a larger bearish market. And on this weekly Bitcoin price chart, we still have a massive bearish divergence to watch out for, which at least for now is still currently active. And in those shorter term, on a slightly smaller time frame here on the 3-day chart, we have a shorter term bullish divergence, which is also playing out while the larger bearish divergence is playing out. So basically, this larger bearish divergence is causing a lack in bullish momentum on the larger time frames. If we're talking about the bigger picture, the larger moves in the price, but zooming into the shorter term moves, we're seeing a bit of a short term bullish relief thanks to this smaller bullish divergence. And so at least for now, that is still currently active for the price of Bitcoin. And on this daily Bitcoin price chart, at least for now, the price of Bitcoin is still bouncing around between this support and this resistance. First of all, we still have a lot of support at around 85 to 86,000 and a lot of resistance in between around 92 to 94,000, especially in the higher end of that range, around 93 to 94k, acting as strong resistance. And if we're zooming further into the short term, taking a look at the 6-hour Bitcoin price chart, obviously, as I talked about in my last video, we had this short-term breakout happening above this short-term level of resistance, which was sitting at around 89.9k approximately. And following that confirmed short-term breakout, obviously the price had a short-term pullback, retesting the level, and we did technically just confirm one 6-hour candle close below this level again, which technically speaking is one invalidation signal to actually invalidate the breakout towards the upside. But as you can see right here, for the price of Bitcoin, at least in the shorter term, we're now trading back above that level on the price chart, which means basically this level is starting to lose relevance. It's not as important as what it previously was. Obviously, the price perfectly respected this level many times over the last couple of weeks or so, whereas right now we're just seeing moves above, moves below, which means it's losing relevance. It's not as important. But what is important is, of course, the Bitcoin liquidation heat map showing us levels of liquidity where the price of Bitcoin will likely be drawn towards. And obviously, we still have a lot of liquidity towards the downside at around 86.7k, but just over the last one day, we've now officially confirmed or really formed a new level of liquidity just above the price at around 91,000. And so this new level of liquidity that's just formed to the upside can potentially help the price push a little bit higher just to wipe out that level of liquidity at around 91,000. So keep that in mind. Another possible liquidity grab towards the upside, it could be likely, considering that level is pretty close to the current price as of recording this video. And obviously, if you want to trade any of these moves in the price of Bitcoin or any crypto, you have to be set up ready to go on a crypto exchange. And if you use the first link below this video in the description and in the pinned comment, that first link below the video will take you to this page right here, which is a Christmas trading showdown happening over on the 2bit crypto exchange, which by the way is also a no KYC exchange. And so once again, if you use the first link below the video, it will take you to this page where you can take advantage of a massive 1 million USDT prize pool that's only available for a limited time, as you can see right here. So if you're going to be trading crypto anyway or preparing to take the next trading opportunity, you might as well check this out. Take advantage of this, that first link below the video. And remember, 2bit is also a no KYC exchange. But if you want another exchange out there that I also use myself, that's actually great for choppy sideways price action just like this, then for that, check out the second link below this video in the description and in the pinned comment, because the second link below the video will take you to this page right here over on the Pinex crypto exchange, where you can also take advantage of massive bonuses over here that are only available using that link. For example, if you make your account using the link below the video, complete KYC 2, you get a 50 USDT bonus onto your Pinex account from the exchange. And on top of that, there's deposit bonuses here. If you deposit as little as 100 USDT, you get a 100 USDT bonus on your account. If you deposit 10,000, you get a 1,000 USDT bonus onto your Pinex account. So once again, if you're going to be trading crypto anyway, definitely take advantage of this. Check this out, second link below the video to Pinex. But if we're taking a quick look at the Bitcoin dominance chart on the daily time frame, right now the Bitcoin dominance is still looking somewhat weak in terms of the trend or momentum. Obviously, recently we have started to pull back a little bit further just in the short term in the Bitcoin dominance. But for now, we're still lacking bullish and also lacking bearish momentum in the Bitcoin dominance chart, which means overall we're likely going to see relatively neutral price price action, nothing massively bullish or massively bearish, which basically means a lot of the major altcoins out there on average will likely perform quite similar to whatever Bitcoin is doing. And if we're taking a look at Ethereum on the daily time frame, right now the price of ETH has officially confirmed the breakout above this Fibonacci level, with a daily candle close confirming above this level, which, in case you're new to the channel, this level was sitting at specifically around $3,040 to $3,050, but really in between around 3,000 to 3.1k. We've had a lot of resistance and a lot of struggle in that area over the last couple of weeks or so. And so obviously now that we've confirmed the breakout above this key level of resistance, of course that's a short-term bullish signal, which is pointing towards potentially a little bit more of a bullish relief in the coming days or possibly weeks, that sort of time frame. And I'd now expect support at 3,000 to 3.1k if we see any short-term pullback. But as for the next resistance to watch out for, I'll be watching around 3.2k to 3250 as an area of resistance, and above that I'd expect more resistance at give or take 3.4k. And if we're zooming further into the short term, taking a look at the 3-hour Ethereum price chart, obviously like I talked about in my last video just yesterday, we hit overbought in the 3-hour Ethereum RSI, which basically means we've gone too far to the upside too quickly in the short term, and we now need some time to cool off a little bit to reset the RSI out of overbought. And obviously over the last one day, that's exactly what has now played out as predicted, just a short-term cool off. First of all, it was a slight little pullback, and then right now some sideways price action in the immediate short term. So once again, this is still technically playing out. This could technically continue to play out maybe for another few hours or over the next one day. Remember, this is only a very short-term signal. And so those are my expectations for Ethereum, my prediction moving forward for the short term and looking at maybe the next few days or weeks. And if we're taking a look at Solana on the daily time frame, right now the price of Solana is also still playing out this bullish divergence on the daily Solana price chart, which means continue to expect either a short-term bullish relief over the coming days or weeks, or maybe just some choppy sideways price action here and there. And so those are still my expectations, still my predictions moving forward in the shorter term, and obviously over the last 1 to 2 weeks has been perfectly playing out as expected. And as for support and resistance to watch out for, I would expect a lot of support at give or take 125 and a lot of resistance at potentially where we're running into right now, just above $130, around 131, 132, give or take. But if we break out beyond that point, in that situation, the next very strong resistance to watch out for is in between 143 to 147. And if we're taking a look at the price of XRP on the weekly time frame, right now we're continuing the short-term bounce from this point of support at around $1.80, but technically speaking, we still have this massive bearish divergence on the weekly time frame, which at least for now is still currently active. So keep that in mind. Not a lot has changed over the last one day on the larger time frames for the price of XRP. Whilst if we're zooming into the shorter term, taking a look at the daily XRP price chart, obviously right now the price of XRP is continuing to play out this smaller or shorter term bullish divergence, which is still currently active here on the daily XRP price chart. And so once again, like I've already been saying every day for the last 1 to 2 weeks, we're most likely going to see either choppy sideways price action or a little bit more of a short-term bullish relief in the coming days or possibly weeks. And obviously over the last 1 to 2 weeks, that has been perfectly playing out. But right now we're running into a key level of resistance based on the previous Fibonacci level of support, now acting as new resistance, and that's sitting at around $2.05. And so keep that in mind. We're likely going to struggle or possibly see rejections from around that level on the price chart, which so far we're already starting to struggle at pretty much that exact level on the price chart. But if we continue a breakout beyond $2.05 with candle closes above that level right there, in that situation, the next massive resistance is really in between around $2.15 to $2.20. And if we're taking a quick look at the price of Chainlink on the daily time frame, it's a very similar situation for Chainlink as what I just said for XRP. So technically Chainlink, just like XRP on the daily time frame, is still playing out this bullish divergence on the daily Chainlink price chart. But obviously right now we're running into this Fibonacci level, which was previous Fibonacci support, now acting as new resistance, and that's sitting at around $13.40. So as I've been warning about here on the channel since before we hit that level, expect resistance really in between $13.30 to $13.50. And obviously right now that is exactly playing out. We're continuing the short-term bullish relief thanks to this bullish divergence, but in the immediate short term, obviously we're running into this resistance, causing a little bit of short-term struggle and possibly even a slight little rejection from this level. So keep that in mind. Those are still my expectations moving forward. Struggle around resistance, but still playing out this shorter-term bullish divergence. And if the price can eventually break out above this resistance, in that situation, the next significant resistance is really in between around $14.70 to $15. But if we first see a little bit more of a rejection rejection from this level of resistance we're running into right now, in that situation, I would expect a lot of support at give or take $12.70 to $12.80. And remember, if you want to trade any of these moves in the price of any crypto, check out the links below this video to those exchanges if you want to claim the massive bonuses that are only available using those links. And if you want to actually know how you can trade these moves, no matter what direction the price goes, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how you can profit from bullish or bearish price action using long positions or short positions, and the video in the bottom left shows you how you can easily profit from choppy sideways price action. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.